of mostly strength, focusing on just body weight and using your chair. So make sure you have a sturdy chair nearby, and we will go ahead and get started. Let me hit my stopwatch, and we'll start with some, let's start with some marching in place. Just nice and easy, moving the arms, nothing too crazy. And relaxing your shoulders. All right, we're gonna go about 5 more seconds, and then we're gonna do some arm swings. So I'm gonna have you bring your arms up overhead and then swing back down behind. So reach up and pull back. So we're working through our shoulders, our back, our chest. Getting some mobility through our rotator. All right, let's do one more, up and back. Let's go into some hip circles. So roll out those hips, kind of opening up. All right, so our workout consists of 7 exercises today. We're gonna go through 40 seconds with 20 seconds recovery, and we'll go through the workout 3 times. All right, let's go ahead, one more each leg, and then let's just bring our arms overhead and then just twist side to side. Rotate on that foot. All right, we're gonna go for 1 more each side. All right, shake it out. You're gonna go ahead, get your chair, because we're gonna do some chair squats. So I'm gonna have you just starting with sitting in the chair, roll your shoulders back, ground your feet onto the floor, and we're going to stand and then sit back down. So stand up and sit back down. Oh, nice and easy. Push through those heels. Take your time, you go at your own pace. So if my pace is a little bit faster, that's okay. You can slow it down. You have about 10 more seconds. Draw those abs in as you stand and recover. All right. So our next move can either be done sitting or standing. So I'm going to show you what it's going to look like sitting. You're going to sit in the chair, tip forward, and you're going to fly. All right, if you choose to stand, same thing. You're gonna stand, tip, and fly. All right, when you're ready, you're gonna lift your arms out and come back down. So this is totally acceptable to be doing this in a chair. And reach, squeeze, and lower. So I want you to think about opening up nice and wide, relaxing your shoulders so they're not near your ears. And if you're kind of tipping forward, you might even feel your quads working a little bit. All right, 3 seconds, and recover. Okay. So the next move, I'm going to do standing. It's a good morning. So you're going to cross your hands. You can do this sitting if you would like, or you can come up standing. I'm going to move the chair out of the way a little bit. And you are going to go in 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to tip forward and come back up. And again, tip forward and come back up. So you want to think about splitting your body almost like in half. So hips are tipping and then come back up. Your hands you can cross over your shoulders, or if you want more, you can cross them behind your head and tip forward. And then you're going to feel a little bit more in through the shoulders and the back. You have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, and recover. Okay, Roll out your shoulders. So your next move, you're going to want to stand up, move the chair out of the way, and we're going to just go into some step backs or some lunges. Up to you on where you want to take this. We're going to alternate the movement, and we're going to start now. So we can come down into the lunge, or we can step back and step back. So it's up to you, again, where you want to go. If you're working on that lunge, you are thinking about dropping that back knee down towards the floor. That front knee, you want to maintain alignment with your ankle, middle of the foot. So if it's pushing out towards your toes, you may want to think about resetting, opening up through the chest, and recover. Okay, we're going to do a little cardio burst of jumping jacks or step taps. We go to the floor for some core. Well, not really floor. We're going to use the chair. All right, so jumping jacks are going to start in 3, 2, 1, and go. So again, you can tap or you can jump. Oh, and now my cat's going to jump up on the chair. All right. So your choice. If you want to try a little jump and then tap it out, bringing those arms again overhead is going to bring that heart rate up. 10 seconds, and you can always slow it down too if you needed to. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next move is going to be push-ups on your chair. And this is why I wanted you to have a sturdy chair, because you can either do the push-ups on your toes like this, or you can come down onto your knees and do them like this. So I'm going to start them here, and you can start. So you're going to come down and push back up, and come down and push back up. All right, so we're in a little bit more of a narrow stance for those push-ups. You can always walk yourself in to more tabletop and push up that way. Or you want to challenge, you're going to come down up onto your toes. Looks good, guys. Hang in there, you've got 10 seconds. My chair keeps moving on me, and on my toes, that kind of freaks me out a little bit. So I'm going to go to my knees and recover. All right, final move is going to be a plank. You're going to use this chair. You can come onto your forearms, and we're going to come up into a plank. All right, I'll show you different options as well. So when you're ready, get into position, and you're on. So this is going to be your full plank using that chair. All right, now what you want to think about is keeping your abs braced, your feet about hip width apart. You can even come out a little bit wider if you want. Soft bend to the knees. If this gets too much, you can always come down and hold it this way. But as you can see, my butt isn't up, my back isn't swooping, my abs are braced. So either way, we're going to hold for another 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, bring yourself up and shake it out. All right, that was our workout. First time through, we got to go through it 2 more times. So I'm going to turn my chair back. And you've got a recovery, so if you need to go get some water, now would be the time to do so. You've got a good 30 seconds before we're going to start again. This can also give you time if you need to stretch. You know, we can do some shoulder stretches. All right. All right, I'm going to get my chair situated, and I'm going to take a walk over, sit down, and make sure that I'm set up properly. So my feet are going to be hip width apart. I'm going to roll my shoulders back so that when I stand, I'm going to use the heels of my feet to push me up. All right, here we go. We're going to stand up, and we're going to sit back down. So think about drawing those abs in as you stand, and then sit back down. Up and down. There we go, good. We all need to be able to get up from a chair, right? I mean, we do it all day long. And so we don't want this to ever be a problem where we can't get out of a chair. And recover. Okay, we're gonna go into that reverse fly. If you prefer to stay in your chair, by all means do so. I'm going to stand, and I'm gonna push my chair out of the way. So standing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip forward, put a soft bend in my knees, and let my arms dangle. And then we're gonna fly out, and bring those arms out, and come back in. Soft bend to the elbows. And then as I pull back, I'm making sure that my shoulders aren't coming up by my ears. So I'm almost like I'm pushing them away so that I get a little squeeze through my back. Nice stretch. All right, a couple more. You've got about 5 seconds. And recover. All right. So that we're going on to the good morning. Now again, you can stay seated in that good morning, and I'll sit for this one this time. And your hands can cross over your shoulders, or they can cross behind your head, whichever you prefer. I'm going to start here, and then we're going to tip forward. So we can tip forward and come back up. And tip forward and come back up. So if you're standing doing this, you're going to get more into the hamstring and the glutes. If you're sitting doing this, you're going to feel this more like a stretch in your lower back. Either of these moves are perfectly acceptable. It just depends on how you're feeling and what you would prefer. So I'm going to take my hands behind my head and come down, keeping my elbows out nice and wide. And you can recover. All right. Next one we're going to do is the lunge. So I'm going to move that chair a little bit out of the way. You can even use that for support if you wanted to when doing those lunges. Okay, so we're going to start lunging. We're going to step back, and you can start. We're going to come down and up and down and up. Now that option is always to step back. I kind of like to step back too because I kind of open up and I feel that stretch through the hip. I don't know if you feel that, but it feels really good. There we go. Keep that form. Make sure that chest stays upright. All right, one more and recover. All right, we've got some little bit of cardio with our jumping jacks, and then we're going to finish up with our 2 moves on the chair. So we're going to roll out our shoulders. And again, the jumping jacks, you can tap out, you can jump out, your option. 3, 2, and go. Out. So if we're like, nope, not feeling the jumping today, you're tapping, lifting those arms overhead. We talk all the time about how you never have to jump, and you can still get a really good workout. You can still get your heart rate up by bringing those arms overhead. 3, 2, 1, and recover. All right, we're going to go into those dreaded push-ups. I'm turning my chair to the side because the back of my chair gets in the way. So I'm going to also stay on the ground and do knee push-ups because it moves when I go on my toes. So we're going to go ahead and start and push up and come back up. And down and up. So remember your options. You can always go up onto your toes. You can stay in table in the kneeling, or you can walk it in closer and do more tabletop. Just depends on how you feel. Depends on if you can start out here and then you move it in. Five seconds. 2 and 1. All right. Final move is going to be that plank. So I'm going to be on my forearms. And again, the options, you can stay here onto your knees if that feels comfortable for you, or we're going to take it up to our toes. We're on in about 3 seconds. 2 and go. So again, we want to make sure, again, those abs are drawn in. Feet are out about hip width apart, soft bend to the knees. You can even, if you wanted to take one knee down, you could do that. Both knees down, or stay up on those toes. Ten seconds. So what's cool too is if you are, at your desk and you're like, oh, maybe I can start doing some planks. Okay, come on up. I can start doing some planks using the chair, starting out at maybe 20 seconds, and then adding on to 30 seconds and 45 seconds until you can get to a minute. All right, we're gonna roll out our shoulders. We've got recovery. So if you wanna get some water, go ahead. I'm gonna bring my chair back to the center for our final round. All right, and you still have some time. So again, let's do another stretch. Let's bring those arms across. Stretch out our shoulders. And other side, bring the arm across. And stretch. Okay, let's go ahead, take a seat. Ground those feet in. And we're going to stand in 2, 1, and go. Come on up and sit back down. I want you to also think about, as you stand up, use those heels. So sink into the heels and stand, and then sit back down. So when we do that, then the movement's going to go into the glutes. I forgot to also mention, make sure that you know where that chair is when you sit back down. All right, and bring it up and sit back down. Okay, now we've done the reverse fly standing, we've done it sitting. So you decide where you want to go. And either way, you're going to tip forward from your hips. You're going to let your arms dangle, roll your shoulders back, and you can go. We're going to fly open and close. Really reach and lower. All right, you've got 20 seconds. Again, really think about squeezing those shoulder blades, pulling the shoulders back, lifting out. You can put even more bend if you wanted. And recover. Okay, next move is going to be that good morning. Again, you can do this sitting if you'd like to focus on stretching your back. You can do it standing if you'd like to focus on the glutes and the hamstrings. Arms can be crossed over shoulders or above your head, and you can start. So we're going to tip and stand. I personally like doing this standing because I really like to get the stretch down my hamstrings and my calves. Keep your eye gaze to the floor as you tip. Nice flat back. Again, we're pulling the belly in. So we want to think about the belly wanting to go in towards the spine. And as we do that, that's going to put the work into the glutes and the hamstrings. And we can recover. Okay, final round for the lunges. Roll out your shoulders, shake out your legs. We're going to step back, your favorite leg, 2, 1, and go. Step back and step back. There we go. You guys, you're doing great. Hanging in there 3 times through. Almost there. You have about 5 seconds left. And recover. All right. Lunges can always get your heart rate up too. We have back to back. So now we're going to go into those jumping jacks, which can continue to keep our heart rate on the relatively high side. All right, so your choice, you're gonna jump, you're gonna step, and we're gonna start. My goal for you with the jumping jacks is for you to keep those arms up overhead and back down, regardless where you're at. And you can even slow it down. But bringing those arms up overhead, no matter what you decide to do, is key. All right, you've got less than 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Okay, let's get these push-ups out of the way. I am going to show you another way of doing push-ups. I am going to do them against the wall. So if you also would rather do them against the wall as opposed to with the chair, you can come up against a wall and push up this way. Okay? So my hands are out wide and I'm pushing my body. I go push my body towards the ball and then push it away. So this is an option for people who just don't feel comfortable getting to the floor. Maybe even using the chair or a desk. So when people say they can't do push-ups, I always say, I think there's a way that we can make it work. Almost there, and recover. All right, final move is going to be that plank. So I'm going to go back to the chair to do the plank. You could also do this on a desk if you wanted to. I'm going to come into my forearms, and we are on in 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're really drawing those abs in. Really want to breathe through the movement. Isometric movement, that is. We're not really moving the body. We're trying to keep it as stable as possible, which is why it makes it so hard. Hang in there with me. We are so close to being done. You now have less than 10 seconds left. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Okay, go ahead and bring yourself up to standing. We did it. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to move my chair out of the way, and we're going to do some stretching. So let's start with taking our leg, stretching out the hamstring. Sinking into that back leg, feeling the back of the front leg stretching out. That same leg that was in front, we're going to swing it behind. Bring the arm up and over to stretch out that IT band. All right, and then let's switch sides. So take that other leg, sink into the stretch. So again, feeling that going down the back side. Okay, let's stand. Take this leg, swing it behind. Take the same arm up and over. Feeling a really nice stretch through the hips and the IT band. Okay, and then let's go ahead and pulse 3 times and give ourselves a hug. And pulse 3 times, give ourselves a hug. And one more time, and hug. Okay, and then let's bring our elbows in, and then open and close. So squeeze the shoulder blades, try to keep those elbows glued to the sides of your body. And let's do one more. And let's do some stretches for our forearms. Let's bring the palm down, grab the fingers, stretch. And let's switch sides. Grab the fingers. Okay, and give yourself a big shoulder roll. Nice work, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for today's workout. Look forward to seeing you again.